having an AAPI celebration. We'll have a night market portion. We have a bunch of Asian American small businesses cater and just donate a bunch of stuff. And also we have a program for cultural performances from which different people from different districts are basically performing things from their culture. This is our second year doing it, and we just really appreciate reaching out to other schools and having unity between the different ASA or Asian Student Associations across the district. It's nice to have different communities to come together.
Tonight I'm going to be performing Anti-Fragile by Lay Seraphim. It's a K-pop dance and it's from a really popular K-pop group. Some people have never seen it before, so we just wanted to get it out there and have people know that this type of dance also exists. And just introduce it to new people and maybe have them also like it and enjoy it with us.
I think the performances that we have today is just a really great way to show people the differences and the beauty and the culture of people that you usually don't see. And I think there's a great opportunity, not just the Asian community, but any community, to share their talents to other people.
Today we are our African American Black Teen Summit. This year's theme is Phenomenally Black because we want our students to celebrate, understand, and cherish the fact that they are phenomenal in every way, especially in their Blackness.
I'm excited seeing my friends from other schools and going in the breakout sessions.
I had to put myself first. And some of y'all surround yourself with people and don't realize that they're holding you back.
So what's going on today? We have Valeria Humphrey, who is our keynote speaker, and she is going to pour into our students self-love, self-care, wisdom. We have momentum. I'm a spoken word poet who has come back to bless us with his wonderful, phenomenal words. Each session is dedicated to students on how to be phenomenal and live and strive in their purpose.
I'm looking forward to the guest speakers, the people, seeing the students, and just meeting other Black students.
And one of the things that I think is so great about this is that the kids walk away feeling empowered, feeling good about themselves, and feeling a sense of purpose. And that's really what we want them to do here today.
Today we would like to thank District 214 board members, District 214 administrators. A big special shout out to Tony Bradburn, our DEI director here at 214, and to all the people who helped make this day phenomenal. All the planners, all the volunteers, thank you. And most important, thank you to our phenomenally Black students.
Nanotechnology is the study of materials at the nanoscale, which is between 1 and 100 nanometers. We do two things in nanotechnology. One is we teach the general concepts of nanotechnology. We start with, scale and size, how small nano really is. We look at a lot of the new and upcoming technologies that are using nano-related things.
Perhaps some of the most used and well-liked microscopes in our lab are our scanning electron microscopes. Our students become experts at using scanning electron microscopes during their time in our nanotechnology course. One of the really cool things we were able to do this year was our student Sammy took advantage of our new 3D optical microscope and just ran with it, doing 3D topography analysis of fingerprints to determine how long after a fingerprint is left can you still be able to pick up and analyze that fingerprint.
Right there you would see the ridges again, and the peaks are the oil particles. And in conclusion, what I exactly found was the fact that fingerprints do not degrade over time in a month period of time. Collecting all the data through that whole month period, I did not see a difference. The data was consistent. Because of nanotechnology, I realized that I really do like doing lab work and studying and investigating, which is why I'm 100% going into forensic science in the next couple months.
Our students not only use the microscopes to see nanoparticles, but in this class we make nanoparticles too. One of our students, Michael, actually did a project where he made gold nanoparticles and then coated glass slides with them, with the ultimate goal of being able to make smart windows that allow visible light to come through, but keep heat from coming in.
So by using my coating, if you were to coat it onto a window and stop heat from getting through, that extra heat won't find its way into your house, and you won't have to pay for the air conditioning to cool down that extra heat.
One of the things that we're most proud about in our nanotechnology class is how we have our Positive Impact Science Symposium. The Positive Impact Science Symposium allows our students to present their work to other students from 7 or 8 different schools that end up coming in, as well as professional scientists from a lot of different STEM fields that we invite from the community just for this special event.
I really enjoy actually seeing the microscopic world and even close to the nano world. And you see this amazing texture and patterns on these things that you would never see with just the naked eye.
For some students, when they unlock these new worlds at the nano level, it's like unlocks levels of their imagination where getting these images, acquiring these images, seeing things in this new way becomes an art form for them. Student-acquired images on our microscope have been on display in libraries in our community, and in fact, we're planning a new installation this summer at the Buffalo Grove Community Arts Center. Whenever our kids go out into the community and talk about our nanotechnology class, professional scientists and community members alike are just blown away. And I think it really empowers our students to understand that they can do things that are done by professional scientists, and those opportunities are right here for them at Wheeling High School. As a teacher, we always want our students to push the envelope, and we like to imagine our students as being the future. In science, nanotechnology is the future. And the fact that our kids get to do that here during their normal school day, it just unlocks unlimited possibilities for what's ahead for these students that get to take this class.
Nano!
We're having our spring night of jazz, which we do every year with our top 2 jazz ensembles at Hersey. And then we bring out a guest artist to perform with the students. So this year we have Melissa Aldana. And she's a Chilean saxophone player and one of the most amazing tenor saxophonists on the planet.
Most of my work is as a band leader. I'm performing with high school bands or college big bands and doing artists in residencies. So to me, it's a perfect balance. I get to play a lot and I get to be involved in the educational part and be able to be around young musicians, and have a lot of different kind of experiences.
It's so amazing to get to play with Melissa. She's such a big name in this jazz world, and as an aspiring musician, that's getting to see her in real life is just an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful to be able to have that. In one of our songs, I get to actually improvise alongside her. And I've picked up so much in such little time. It's just playing with musicians that are so much better than you, of such high caliber, just gives you an amazing experience, and you can learn so much from it, especially because improvising is a huge part of developing your sound when you are playing jazz, and just playing alongside the people that you listen to is an amazing experience.
Well, the most I hope for the students to get is just feel inspired, more than them wanting to become a musician or whatever it is. Make them motivated, and excited about music and about practicing and the whole process itself.
For me as the teacher, my absolute favorite part is just the inspiration that comes from everything. I told all the students today, it's moments like this that reinforce why I want to teach and why I love teaching, because it's sharing experiences and working with a musician of her caliber. You just grow so much as a musician and as a human when you get to be around somebody that's as talented as she is.
out here at Joliet Autobahn Country Club. It's a great track. Our kids are excited to get underway. They put a lot of hard work in to go through and design our super mileage vehicles. Every high school in the district has one. Kids get really excited about coming out here and testing them out and seeing how well they design to get as many miles per gallon as possible. The overall goal is to get pretty high miles per gallon. What the students do is they actually weigh in a really small gas tank before they actually go out on the track. They run 2 laps, which is actually right about 4.2 miles. They have to do that in under 20 minutes. And then they come into the pit, they gotta stop. Before they go back to the actual staging area, they have to take that gas tank off and weigh it in. And then they go through and they calculate what their miles per gallon are based on how much fuel they use over those 4.2 miles. When kids come through and they get their 2 laps in, the driver really communicates with the rest of the team, you know, what was working, what went well, what didn't so much.
No doubt. Right off the bat, before we started racing, one of our tires decided to grenade in the line to weigh our fuel tanks, and then we fixed the tire, and now it seems to have grown a nice bubble on it. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna go back out there. We're gonna have fun. Well, honestly, I just hope we finish. I mean, that is the main thing, is I hope we finish. I hope we don't break anything. I mean, right now our rear sprocket's falling off. I'm not gonna touch that because I'm just gonna break it more. So I'm gonna leave it alone and hope it stays on. But yeah, no, this is just a fun way to build something and hope for the best.
It's really neat to see the kids kind of work on that. I don't really do much once we're here. It's all them. None of the advisors do. We're doing other stuff, helping out with the race, making sure it's going off. It's very student-driven, student-focused, like everything we kind of do.
Maybe, maybe not. It's been great, except obviously we've had a hiccup where I kind of left Ethan stranded by forgetting to plug in the gas line on the car. The car we have now is a 2.0 version, so like a better version of last year's car, and we took like 3-4 months making it better. Everything's working better than before, and it looks sleeker than last year too.
Car 662 is ready when you are.
We should keep doing this every single year. I could say it's quite an experience. Probably one of the best experiences I've had.
This is a really cool event for our kids. A lot of them really don't get to do stuff like this every day. They really enjoy it, they really get into it, and they really have a great time doing it.
Today we have HS Hacks, which is the brainchild of 2 of the most mature, intelligent students I've ever had in my 25-year career. They wanted to put on a hackathon for students around the Chicagoland area, and right now we have about 75 students that are working on projects centered around mental health.
We really wanted to help veterans because, in general, veteran mental health is a big problem in U.S. society today. Veterans have double the suicide rate as ordinary Americans. For our theme, we really wanted to help out a nonprofit, a good cause, while also bringing these kids together to learn all about computer science. And we thought, why not bring in one of the district's close friends and partners, Project Headspace and Timing, to give us this theme and once again push these kids forward to deepen their interest in computer science.
It's important to have a hackathon because we all get together and we get to push ourselves to new heights with our skills, right? Because it's like 12 hours, and so you have a limited time frame to build projects, right? And so you're pushed to use new technologies and learn new skills to build incredible projects and achieve your goals at the hackathon.
I think it's really awesome to be able to work with other kids that aren't in our district because you get to make so many new friendships and connections, and they might know someone that you know, and they might also know someone that could help you do something that you didn't get to connect with because you were staying in the district or staying local, and it's just really great to get yourself out there, I think.
From today, what I hope everybody takes away is an experience. We have workshops that students are learning about APIs or HTML or some of the different languages. We also have the ability for a student to compete against others and create a project that they are passionate about or a project that works with our partner. So the end result is that everybody has a fantastic experience and has some learning and some project at the end centered around computer science and mental health.
I'd like to call over the business meeting of the Board of Education of Township High School District 214 for Thursday, May 8th, 2023. Can I have a roll call, please?
Jesslyn. Here. Fiorito. Here. Heineman. Palmer. Rauch. Here. Walker. Here. And Kreitzer.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. The open session for May 18th, 2023. The closed session for May 18th, 2023. And the emergency meeting of May 18th, 2023. Does the board member wish to pull one of these? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Palmer. Aye. Fiorito. Aye. Jesslyn. Heineman.
Aye.
Rauch. Aye. Walker.
Yes.
And Kreitzer.
Aye.
The motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is board recognition. Is that you, Patrick? Patrick Moby. Come on.
Thank you. Will Dr. Arndt and board member Andrea Rock please join us up on stage for student recognition? Students, when I call your name or group, please line up and wait at the foot of the stage along with your advisors. When your name is called, step on stage to be congratulated and then move to advisors, where you will remain standing until all recipients of that award have come forward for a photo. Principals, please also join us on stage when your school is called. We ask that you please hold your applause until all the recipients of each award have been presented. It is important to note that some students and staff are unable to attend this evening's recognition due to prior commitments. Additionally, I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. First up, will the Richard Kalish Award recipient and honorable mention students please line up. Richard Kalish's son, David Kalish, who serves on the committee, could not be here tonight. He asks that we convey to our students how proud and impressed the Kalish family is with all their hard work, dedication, and success in the arts. I would also like to invite board member Lenny Walker, who served on this year's committee, to come forward and help with the award presentation. Each year, the Richard W. Kalish Award, Arts Unlimited Award, is presented to the high school senior who best exemplifies creative excellence in the arts. This award is District 214's way of honoring Mr. Kalish's spirited commitment to and support of fine performing arts program when he was a teacher in District 214, a career that spanned more than 30 years. One student from each of our 6 high schools was nominated by the school's fine performing arts coordinator to receive this prestigious award, and the committee was responsible for choosing the recipient, which is not an easy task. These talented students are committed to the arts, and the fact that they have been nominated to represent their schools in this process is an outstanding achievement in and of itself. This evening, we are proud to present the 2022-23 Richard W. Kalish Arts Unlimited Award to senior Julia Olsen from Rolling Meadows High School. Both diligent, motivated, hardworking, and compassionate leader in her musical pursuits at Rolling Meadows, says band director Chris Booth. Julia was a 2-year drum major with the Marching Mustangs. She was also an honors performer playing oboe, violin, and vibraphone in the Rolling Meadows Symphonic Band, Jazz Band, and Orchestra. Somehow, she also found time to perform in the variety show and dance in orchestras. She also was president of the RHMS chapter of the Illinois Music Honor Society. Congratulations, Julia, and fine performing arts director, Chris Booth. Thank you. If you'll please stay up there, everyone. The following season, seniors were chosen as their school's nominee to represent the talent and leadership in dance, vocal music, orchestra, band, and visual arts. From Buffalo Grove High School, Audrey Yang. From Elk Grove High School, Amanda Briggs. From John Percy High School, Jake King. From Prospect High School, Luis Hernandez. And from Wheeling High School, Young Mo. Congratulations. Congratulations. Will our Howard Lester Award recipients please line up? We have Will or Megan here this evening. Will the ACES team students please line up? The Buffalo Grove High School ACES team placed third overall at the state finals on the mid division of the large schools held at Eastern Illinois on April 19th. The Academic Challenge of Engineering Sciences is a competition in which the top math and science students in the state compete. The subjects are chemistry, mathematics, biology, physics, computer science, engineering graphics, and English. This is the second consecutive year that the team qualified for the state finals. Priya Udaji. Priya also placed third in math in the individual awards. Crystal Bernales. Dominic Barrios. Nick Bedchuk. Rohan Ganeshi. Rohan was the state champion in chemistry in the individual awards. Okay. Congratulations to our Buffalo Grove students and staff members and will the Buffalo Grove Scholastic Bowl students please line up? The Buffalo Grove Scholastic Bowl team competed at the National Championship Tournament in Atlanta, hosted by the National Academic Quiz Tournaments, and took second place. Ben Finkelstein. Rohan Ganeshi. Jack Omansky. Lucas Pastor. Joe Van Hoy. Congratulations to ET students and staff members Scott Russell and Chris Clark. students please line up? Wildstein Robotics Program, Team 111 Wildstein, won the Midwest Regional and the Seven Rivers Regional competitions. They earned the Midwest Regional Industrial Design Award and the Seven Rivers Regional. The team qualified for the championship competition hosted in Houston, Texas. According to Stat Products, they finished the season ranked 6th in the world out of more than 3,300 robots. And they built one real cool looking robot. From Elk Grove, Seth Gore, James Patrick Waters. From Hershey, Claire Allen. Colin Meyer. Johannes Milanek. From Prospect, Aaron Bray. Noah Christensen. Alexandra Donkey. Aaron Faraday. Jonathan Gelbis. Annalise Goodman. Nicole Jedlicka. Alexander Knippel. Benjamin LaRue. Paul Lyons. Ryan McCluskey. Marina Rowe. Emily Stanton. Shane Thomas. Jonah Wandu. Constantinos Zafiris. From Roy Meadows, Calvin Butler. William Doyle. Evan Frisell. Gavin Jensen. Wes Jensen. Ann Kiefa. Andrew Malone. Jacob Painter. Aaron Sames. Isaac Thompson. Nathan Witt. From Wheeling, John Costello. Homeschool, Isaac Sorry. Congratulations, Team Wildstein, Team 111. Next up will the IHSA journalism students. Please line up. From Prospect, Night Media finished in 6th place at the IHSA State Journalism Finals in Normal on April 21st, marking the 5th straight year that Prospect has finished in the top 8 in the state. The Knight finished this year's state meet with medals in 5 separate events. Juniors Charlotte Shingari and Sydney Lupo placed 6th place in yearbook theme development. Sophomore Abby Damaski placed 2nd in infographics. Senior Alyssa Degon placed 2nd in photo storytelling. Junior Molly Kearns was the state champion in yearbook copy. Congratulations, Prospect students and advisors Jason Block and Nicole Stokes. From Buffalo Grove High School, Jake Greenspan, Nico Heinrich, Xavier Lapani placed 3rd in the IHSA State Journalism Series in TV News. Congratulations, Jake, Nico, Xavier, and staff members Stephanie McCleish and Will Hansen. Jack, I apologize if I said Jake instead of Jake. Sorry about that. Will Priya Yodija please join us on stage? Buffalo Grove Junior Priya Yodija placed 2nd in the Illinois Council of Teachers Mathematics State Math Contest in the oral competition. The oralist position on the math team is typically a junior or senior that has been selected because of their dedication and passion for learning mathematics. For most events on the math team, competitors complete the problems with pencil and paper in order to have it graded. For this event, the competitors prepare a set of problems and then present their solutions to a panel of judges. Competitors are judged not only by the correctness of their solutions, but also the clarity and professionalism with which they present. Priya earned her 2nd place in state award in the topic of graph theory this year. Congratulations, Priya, and staff members Zach Eccles and David Garst. Will the Wheeling Illinois Science Olympiad students please line up? We're proud to report that all 8 of our student scientists that went to state earned gold medals at the Illinois Science Olympiad State Competition at SIU in Carbondale. What's more, for the first time in our history, Wheeling won 1st place as a school. To complete the project requires much resilience and grit. The students have put in hundreds of hours to design and execute their experiments, write a 25 to 40 page paper, and make a board to summarize the results to present to panels of judges. Seniors Jack Costello and Papu Tata for the effect a cooling method on properties of lead-free solder. Seniors Alana Cussman and Matt Klinkowick for the effect of polypropylene fibers on the toughness of Portland cement. Senior Michael Hasoj for effect of gold nanoparticle density on thermal optical properties of glass. Junior Veronica Rubinsky for the effect of antimicrobial oil treatments on physical properties of bamboo. Senior Sammy Torres for analysis of fingerprint typography over time using 3D profilometry. Congratulations to Wheeling students and coaches Greg Wallace and Carol Bouvier. Will Poplar Grove High School and Hersey High School Super State Band students please line up? Each year, bands from across the state audition to be selected to the prestigious University of Illinois Super State Festival. This year, we are proud to announce that 2 of the 12 Class 2A bands selected were from High School District 214. From Buffalo Grove, Priya Adiga, Sarah Larson, Arav Patel. Are there any additional Buffalo Grove High School students? Crystal Bernalis. Congratulations to our Buffalo Grove High School. Elise Slavinsky. Are there any other Percy Band students? Okay, congratulations, Percy Band students and Director Spencer Pine. Gymnastics students, please line up. Will Nate Mabry please join us on stage? Nate Mabry was this year's state champion for all-around. He was Hersey's first all-around champion title winner since 1980. Additionally, he was conference champion in all-around, core exercise, still rings, vault, parallel bars, and height. He was runner-up in home course. In sectionals, he set a school record score for all-around, school record for still rings, and school record for height. In addition, CJ Sayavasa. CJ. CJ took third on floor, third on parallel, and fifth all around. Congratulations, Nate, CJ, and Coach Yu. Will the Hersey boys tennis team please line up? And the Hersey boys tennis team. Will Hersey and Prospect girls track and field students please line up? On May 20th, the IHSA hosted Class 2A State Girls Track Championships at District of Illinois University. Athletes qualified for state meet by finishing first or second place in their event for designated IHSA sectional or met the predetermined qualifying time. At the conclusion of the competition, the following student athletes separated themselves as some of the best in the state. From Hersey, state champion 1600 meter run, Anna Hardy. The Prospect Knights had a historic track and field season. The team won the MSL Championship, IHSA Sectional Championship, and earned the IHSA State Runner-Up Trophy with 52 total points. The Knights also medaled in 7 events at the IHSA State Track and Field meet on May 20th in Charleston, Illinois at EIU. From Prospect, State Runner-Up team, Angelina Aguianos, Charlotte Dimes, Haley Erickson, Sophie Franson, Elise Freeman, Giselle Solomon Hamby, Karen Calloway, Emma Letzig, Catherine Whitel, Ashley Medina, Anna Ibrucci, Nikki Ibrucci, Marge O'Grady, Melody Patterson. Samantha Patterson. Meg Peterson. Samantha Phillips. Charlotte Rossi. Caitlin Skelton. Samantha Skaronsky. Megan Smith. Edeline Wynn. Veronica Zenaida. Lily Ginsburg. Apologize, Lily. So for the 100-meter dash, 7th place, 200-meter dash, 5th place, and taking 3rd place in long jump, Charlotte Diamonds. For the 4x200-meter relay, 2nd place, Charlotte. Anna Nirugi, Nikki Nibrugi, and Samantha Skaronsky. Samantha Skaronsky. For the 800-meter run, in 5th place, Lily Ginsburg. For the 800-meter run, in 3rd place, Meg Peterson. For the 4x400-meter relay, 3rd place, Haley Erickson, Lily Ginsburg, Samantha Patterson, Meg Peterson, and Samantha Skoronsky. For the 4x800-meter relay, state champions, Haley Erickson, Sophie Branson, Lily Ginsburg, Cameron Calloway, Samantha Patterson, Veronica Zenaida. Congratulations, Pucks. Thanks, students and coaches. Grade scholarship winners and honorable mention students, please line up to be recognized. This spring, we again asked our District 214 seniors to tell the world, using a 30-second Instagram reel video, how they are college and career ready. The project aligns with the Redefining Ready initiative launched in 2016 by District 214 and AASA, the School Superintendents Association. Redefining Ready is a multi-metric, research-based approach to readiness based on the belief that students learn differently and should be able to demonstrate readiness in a variety of forms. This year's winners are from Wheeling High School, Solari Onsland. From Buffalo Grove High School, Elliot Askin. From Hersey High School, Will Gavion. From Wheeling High School, Matthew Mayer. From Elk Grove High School, Dylan McCory. From Hersey High School, Ann O'Brien. From Prospect High School, Peyton Schwacke. From Hersey High School, Sophie Smithson. And from Roy Meadows High School, Nathan Witt. Congratulations to our scholarship winners.
This is one of the best things that the Board of Education does. We really get to see all the wonderful things that the students have done this year. I think there were 198 students that were going to be recognized this evening, and I think that's a tremendous amount of people. Congratulate you again, students. There's one other group I'd like, or there's two other groups I'd like to recognize. So we do have graduates, seniors, and we're moving on. And we wish you the best of luck. And we'd like to recognize you. So all the seniors in the room, the graduates in the room, could stand. I appreciate it. Thank you. Don't be strangers. Come back and tell us you're successful. So behind every successful student, we know that there's a support group that makes the students successful. And we know that parents play a big role in this, and grandparents too. So we'd like, it's a tradition here, we'd like to also recognize the parents, grandparents, if you could please stand. But take care and have a great summer. you. Good evening. We're going to continue. The next item on the agenda is public comments, but no one has signed up. So we will go to the superintendent's report. Dr. Arndt.
And it's indeed my pleasure. And so I would like to announce that for the 13th year in a row, District 214 has received the Meritorious Budget Recognition. And this has been presented by the Illinois Association of School Business Officials, and this award reflects the district's commitment to sound fiscal management and budgetary policies. This is not an easy award to receive. This award shows the district is providing the highest quality of education in a fiscally responsible manner, and congratulations to Mike Vargas, who has really been the one instrumental in receiving this award. So Mike, if you would please come up so we can shake your hand. A recognition well deserved.
Work your way down. Do it the D300 way.
That's right.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I was told about this. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Great job. Good job, Michael.
And last but not least, I would like to extend our appreciation to Tony Schlurf, who is moving on to another chapter in life. Tony has done a wonderful job in District 214. Over the past winter, I spent a couple hours with Tony. He shared with me exactly all the things that he's implemented in 214, which was well beyond my pay grade. And he's leaving us, and we're going to be missing him deeply. So, Tony, can we shake your hand also? Tony. Good luck. Congratulations.
Tony.
I locked myself out.
You know, you're still.
I don't think I have anything other than
So, that's why I move on to that.
Okay.
So I'm on to, okay. And so the next item is our spotlight video, the high mileage vehicle competition, which I think will absolutely astound everyone tonight and those who are watching.
Today we're out here at Joliet Autobahn Country Club. It's a great track. Our kids are excited to get underway. They put a lot of hard work in to go through and design our super mileage vehicles. Every high school in the district has one. Kids get really excited about coming out here and testing them out and seeing how well they design to get as many miles per gallon as possible. The overall goal is to get pretty high miles per gallon. What the students do is they actually weigh in a really small gas tank before they actually go out on the track. They run 2 laps, which is actually right about 4.2 miles. They have to do that in under 20 minutes. And then they come into the pit, they gotta stop. Before they go back to the actual staging area, they have to take that gas tank off and weigh it in. And then they go through and they calculate what their miles per gallon are based on how much fuel they use over those 4.2 miles. When kids come through and they get their 2 laps in, the driver really communicates with the rest of the team, you know, what was working, what went well, what didn't so much.
It's no doubt. Right off the bat, before we started racing, one of our tires decided to grenade and the line to weigh our fuel tanks. And then we fixed the tire, and now it seems to have grown a nice bubble on it. So we're going to fix that. We're going to go back out there. We're going to have fun. Well, honestly, I just hope we finish. I mean, that is the main thing, is I hope we finish. I hope we don't break anything. I mean, right now our rear sprocket's falling off. I'm not going to touch that because I'm just going to break it more. So I'm going to leave it alone and hope it stays on. But yeah, no, this is just a fun way to build something and hope for the best.
it's really neat to see the kids kind of work on that. I don't really do much once we're here. It's all them. None of the advisors do. We're doing other stuff, helping out with the race, making sure it's going off. It's very student-driven, student-focused, like everything we kind of do.
Maybe, maybe not. It's been great, except obviously we've had a hiccup where I kind of left Ethan stranded by forgetting to plug in the gas line on the car. The car we have now is a 2.0 version, so like a better version of last year's car, and we took like 3-4 months making it better. Everything's working better than before, and it looks sleeker than last year too.
Car 662 is ready when you are.
We should keep doing this every single year. I could say it's quite an experience. Probably one of the best experiences I've had.
This is a really cool event for kids. A lot of them really don't get to do stuff like this every day. They really enjoy it. They really get into it, and they really have a great time doing it.
Is that the end of your report, Dr. Arndt?
That concludes the superintendent's report, yes.
Thank you very much. We come to the point in the agenda for board member updates. Mr. Dustling, would you like to start?
Certainly. I attended the industry partner appreciation breakfast at Chevy Chase last Friday. It's amazing the number of industries that we have that participated with us, just offering so much for our students. Internships, mentorships. It's really amazing to see the number of students that are involved with this. And it's really been only going for about 6 or 7 years. And the number of students that are involved each year is just growing like mad. And we are so appreciative of all of those industries that are helping us out, and it was really nice to see them and be able to talk with them and have our students present to them while they were there for breakfast. It was a very, very nice event. Thank you.
Mr. Dustling, you were at Buffalo Grove for graduation?
I was at Buffalo Grove for graduation. Yes, I was. It was very nice. Had to be very careful, obviously, of what I said because of what they had going on there during the week before. And Jeff Wardle was kind enough to review the words I was going to say to make sure we were all fitting in together, which I appreciated greatly. And they brought it off really well. One of the things they do there, which is kind of unusual, and Jeff started it when he first got there, they start with the Z's coming across the stage first instead of the A's. And they didn't have everybody march out at the end, which was really, he wanted to try that this year. They threw their hats, and there was no march out. They were all on the football field. Parents came down, and it was very nice. Very nice function.
And it was a warm, toasty night, right?
Very nice night. Yeah, very nice.
Mr. Ferriero, please.
I have two things. First is, and most importantly, I'll piggyback off what Bill said, and that is, having been a board member now for 13 years, there's no better function as a board member than giving a young adult their diploma. I had the blessing of being able to give both my daughters their diplomas this year, one from 8th grade and one from senior in high school. But it doesn't have to be your own kid. It's all the kids. And most of them that you know, it just, you get such a rush when you're up there giving a kid their diploma. Because it's a lot of hard work that they put in, and a lot of hard work their parents put in, or grandparents, custodians. Just a wonderful feeling. And every board member I talk to has the same feeling. They get up on that stage. And I'm sure most of you that are in the audience, that are the principals and the administrators, when you're up on that stage and you're seeing all those kids get their diplomas, it's got to make you feel so good, because everybody that's in this room played a role in it. We all did. We all lead to that success, but it is just a great moment. So I thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to be on that stage. And where I'm at next year, I don't have any more kids that graduate for 4 years, but whether it's Rolling Meadows, Elk Grove, Buffalo Grove, Wheeling, or Prospect, I'll be just as happy to see those kids come across that stage, shake that clammy hand, and just feel good about the evening. My second update is I'd like to thank all the administrators there in this room for giving me the time to come and speak to you. It's been a pleasure getting to know all of you in a small way, listening to you and talk about what's going so great at your schools, what can be improved at your schools, and what's going good in our district. That's what it's all about, is talking to each other and finding out ways that we can improve our school district. I had the pleasure of talking with 4 of the 6 PTC groups. Same thing. Love talking to these people, love hearing what they love about their school, and I love hearing what they think we can do better at, because we can do better. And I'll keep on saying that in every board member update I get. We can all do better, and we can make our district even better than it already is. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, and congrats to your students. Mr. Heineman.
I was at Elk Grove for graduation, and it was really nice to not have to shake any sweaty hands. It was nice and cool that evening. I have attended, I think, 5 of the 7 individual building safety meetings that are with the fire department and the police department. And every school gets praise from the fire department and the police department for what they've done and what they're planning and what they've got coming up in the future. So there's good cooperation with all of the fire and police departments. I also went to a Prospect outdoor safety review, essentially preparing for unexpected emergencies like at a football game or a baseball game. And not necessarily a player. If somebody in the stands has a heart attack or a stroke, who's in charge of getting people where they belong and getting the ambulance as close as it can, et cetera. And again, they were on top of it. On the 31st, I was at the Mount Prospect Legislative Luncheon, and Mark Walker, Ann Gillespie, and I can't remember the other lady's name.
Mary Beth Canty.
Yeah, thank you. Mary Beth, yeah. They had a very good presentation on what was happening down in Springfield. And again, I also enjoyed last Friday's Industry Partner Appreciation Breakfast, and there are just so many industries and community companies that are involved. It's good to see the give and take.
Thank you. Ms. Rauch?
Thank you. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all who make graduation happen. There are a lot of hands that go into that, so thank you. I was at Rolling Meadows this year, and I'm sure, as the board members have already said, and the next few who will speak, it goes so smoothly because of the dedication and commitment that the staff, the support that goes into it, and just it runs smoothly. It's amazing how many pieces it takes. And overall, thank you, staff, for another successful year. Without the hard work, the loss of sleep at night, I'm sure that happens, the sweat, the lunch that happens after you leave school, breakfast that hopefully you get sometime before you leave school. Thank you. Thank you from the board. Thank you as a parent. Thank you from our students. What you do truly matters and makes a difference and makes this world better. Thank you. Lastly, to the parents, guardians, keep in mind, registration opened this past Monday. Please go ahead and start that process. We have staff in the buildings Monday through Thursday. They're working on that. So go ahead and register. Remember, physicals, there are forms that are due. And it's really important that you do update that contact information so that we have accurate information to get in contact with you for whatever reason, to congratulate you, to mention the other things that are going on. So please update that information, and you can start that process. Like I said, it started Monday. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Walker?
Well, going along with the graduation theme, I've been to a few high schools and always wind up at Wheeling, which I'm proud to be at. I will tell you, this year, Wheeling was unbelievable with the inclusiveness that was in the building, with the administrators that were there, And it seemed like every student was engaged coming across that stage. They knew what was going on, they were happy to be there, and they were engaged. When we went in the field house, everybody was talking to one another, there was groups, and it's just a different vibe than we've seen at Wheeling before. It's happening at other schools too, but I am really happy to see what's happening at Wheeling. So, Dr. Albert, I'll call you out a little bit. I think, I have a lot of relationships in that building with some really good friends that helped me get through the 12 years I've been in that building, quote unquote, and I will tell you, it was a phenomenal year. So thank you for what you're doing there, and thank every principal of every school for what's going on. I work in a city, I work in a very global business, and I will tell you that more and more customers that we deal with across the northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, they recognize 214. And when they see something, they go, hey, isn't that where you're at? And it's a proud moment for me when that happens. So thank you guys for everything we did. I'm happy to say that at graduation, I did not get any handful of rubber bands this year while shaking kids' hands. So that's a plus. No paper clips, so that's good. The other thing I want to talk about is, serving for 214 on the NSSEO board. I also had the pleasure of going to the Kirk School graduations for the 18-year-old graduates, and then the Connections graduates at 22. What an uplifting thing that is. I mean, it's unbelievable, and Valerie, I know that it happens here too, and I'm sorry I missed it, but representing 214 for that segment of our students is unbelievable, and they did something different with get this straight, with the 22-year-olds. They had it in a more relaxed setting where every family was at an individual table. And all the awards, we went around to the tables to congratulate the kids. Much more organized, a lot of happy faces in there, parents beaming, grandparents, and that whole support group's all together at the table. So they hit it out of the park this year, in my opinion. And then the 18-year-old, it was just like what you would witness on a normal day. They walked across the stage. There was a little disruption here and there because that's what they deal with every day with the one-on-ones, but what a joy to be there, and it's a joy to represent 214 because of all of you. So thank you for that. We know that Dr. Hackett is retiring. Dr. Meg Schnorr will take over soon. The last meeting, I think, for Judy will be coming up next Tuesday. And then one thing that's really exciting is the summer school registration numbers are off the charts this year. So to the team that put that all together, congratulations. We need it in the district, and it's starting to show that the numbers are increasing. So Megan, thank you. I know you had a lot to do with it, but like a turtle on a fence post, you didn't get there by yourself. I know it took everybody there, so please thank everybody for me for that.
Well, that's a new one on me, turtle on a fence post. Okay, Lenny.
I got 1 million of them, Alvin. You want some more? And then don't forget there's CMA recognition tomorrow at Forest View from 8 to 2.
Yep, I'll be there.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Ms. Palmer.
Thank you. I'll go quick. I was at the Hersey graduation. It was my honor to receive the class and be at their graduation this year. What a great group of kids. I was so impressed by how filled the stadium was. I mean, every seat in the house was taken, and it was a chilly night. There were people in parkas. But also by the kids themselves, the performances at graduation, the student speaker, and the kids coming up were just exciting to congratulate and talk to. Particular shout out to the young man who gave me a golf ball. I had to figure out what to do with that, and the guy who gave me origami. I'm going to keep those things in my office, so that was good fun. I think that as we, as board members, and all of us have said this, it was a good year. It was a very solid year in district. Obviously, there's work to be done, and there's things that need to happen. It takes so much time and effort to get after some of the problems that we face with absenteeism, with the rebound from the whole COVID experience. And I know that everyone's giving more effort than they actually have in the tank. As Board Member Rauch was saying, you know, that was a great year, get ready for next year. I felt like I was watching the movie Elf, where at the end they're like, all right, Christmas is done, what do we do now? Let's start preparing for next year. But here we are thinking already of next year. And you know, it just shows the dedication to to education here. So that's a bit for me.
Thank you. Thank you. I was actually at 3 graduations. I had the honor of being at the Academy at Forest View and the Vanguard graduations, both very different from at the high schools, but very, very nice, really nice graduation ceremonies. And then I was at Prospect, and I came prepared. I had 2 mohair turtleneck sweaters on, my golf jacket, and gloves. And Laz was freezing next to me, and I'm like, too bad. And then it was great. It was wonderful. And then I don't know if anybody knows about this, but Those Who Excel is a program from the Illinois State Board of Education, and it's an awards program. I was at the 49th annual, and I was a guest of Nicole McCormick. Nicole is honored as this year's Special Education Teacher of the Year. And along with Nicole was Dr. Michael Ayala. He is Cook County Co-Regional Teacher of the Year. Very nice ceremony. And I think that concludes board member updates.
Ms. Kreitzer, I forgot one thing.
Sure.
There was a lady who worked in the district for a number of years. Her name is Liz Schrank. And she used to run the Arts Unlimited session each year. She left and she opened an art studio in Arlington Heights called The Empty Corner. And in May, she had 214 student exhibit there, which was amazing. And she gave out prizes. The first place prize was $400.
Oh.
And she really is wide open to working with the district and has worked with the district throughout this thing and still doing a great job. I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Sounds wonderful. Okay, we are at the point of a consent agenda. Is there any board member that wants to pull an item? Okay, I'm going to ask for a motion for approval of accounts payable, approval of appointment of district impress fund signatory, approval of appointment of district activity fund signatories, approval of Freedom of Information Act report, approval of human resources transaction report and job descriptions, approval to dispose of closed session audio recordings pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, approval of HP Latex R2000 large format printer lease, approval of North Cook intergovernmental agreement, approval of Illinois Department of Health intergovernmental agreement, approval of district ground supplies and service bid, approval of community education course catalog bid, and approval of insurance pool program designation of district representative. A motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Dustling.
Yes.
Rauch.
Aye.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Palmer.
Aye.
Walker.
Yes.
And Kreitzer.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Now we're at the point of the agenda for action items. 9.1 is approval of Treasury Service Resolution. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, board members? Please call the roll.
Palmer. Aye. Fiorito.
Yes.
Dustling.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Rauch.
Aye.
Walker.
Yes.
Kreitzer.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. 9.2, approval of bids, Forest View Phase 5 Admin Building. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Anything you want to present?
No, this is from the summer construction project.
Okay.
It's just reiterating where the work is happening.
Right.
Okay.
And I asked Chris that every time we do this, I want a diagram of where we're at, yeah. Because A, B, C, D building, yeah. Okay?
E and F.
Yeah.
Can you bring a laser pointer for Millie next time? That'd be helpful.
Please.
No. Okay, appreciate this. Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Please call a roll.
Walker.
Yes.
Dustling.
Yes.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Palmer.
Aye.
Welk.
Aye.
And Kreutzer.
Aye.
Passes 7-0.
And 9.3, approval of Forest View Phase 6 CTE.
There it is.
Thank you. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Okay, any discussion? Call the roll.
Palmer.
Aye.
Welk.
Aye.
Dustling.
Yes.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Walker.
Yes.
Kreutzer.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. So 9.4, action item, approval of delivery truck lease. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion, board members? Please call the roll.
Walker.
Yes.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Dustling.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Palmer.
Aye.
Welk.
Aye.
And Kreutzer.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. So we have one discussion item tonight. It's Board Policy 2.220, a meeting procedure for the Board of Education. Would anyone like to start? Well, I guess we need a little background. Go ahead.
So in my conversation with the board over the last 6 months, it's been very apparent that the board would like to be much more transparent in their dealings with the public and during public meetings. And so this is the beginning of many opportunities for the board to consider changing how they have done things in the past. And with Dr. Rowe coming on board in July 1, we felt that this would be an appropriate time to start this discussion. And so the first one is to be in terms of how the board meetings are being broadcast and publicized. And so this is the start of a conversation that I think the board wishes to engage in.
Thank you. Board members?
Well, I want to just reiterate a couple things. The first is that we have always, as a board, followed our requirements by law for publication and Open Meetings Act and inviting the public into our meetings. But during COVID, realized the need for putting some of our technology to work to record the meetings and publicize them and keep sort of a visual or a video record of it. There were a few meetings over time that were not in our regular locations. So from time to time as a board, we'll have a workshop or something along those lines. And it won't necessarily be one of our regular meetings here in our normal space. So will this board policy enable us to, or require us, or what will it do for those workshop-type meetings? In other words, does it mean, and I'm asking the question now, that we're taking the show on the road, wherever we go with the crew goeth to, right?
Yes, according to our technology team, they can also broadcast at other locations if given advance notice.
So that would be great, because sometimes there's lively discussion or good information that we hear at those workshops about the school that's hosting or a presentation, and it would be great if that information were also, because not everyone will make it to our workshops with us. The public's always invited, they can always come, but they don't always or can't always, but maybe would want that information or to see it live, not live, but video. And then the other thing we're changing is to say that within a week, that we'll be making the video or the recording of the meeting publicly available. So that's a little change in wording. What is that? Can you go into that just a bit?
Actually, to allow the public to have more immediate access to how the board meetings went or the procedures went.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Board members?
One of the things that it says we will record, and I just listened to what Millie said, we will record each board meeting. So that means all board meetings will be recorded, whether they're regular or workshops or special meetings or whatever. My concern comes from what the staff, the technology staff is taxed, and if we put each in here, that means that people will expect every time that we have a meeting, it will in fact be videoed, and I don't know that that's what we want to do.
Board members?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, I have a follow-up to Bill then, and I apologize, but does that mean that it's not closed session, correct? That closed session is closed session, so it's only open meetings of the board?
Right, like, do you want to go?
Yep, that is correct. So anytime that the board meets in open session, it would be recorded.
For instance, when we had the attorney here to talk about hiring a lobbyist, that was a special meeting, and we broadcast it. Now, on the June 20th is going to be a special meeting, and we're going to have the presentation about the budget. And I think that is a meeting that we need to broadcast because it's the budget for next year. So that's how I see it. But Mr. Fiorito, go ahead.
Yeah. I think this is a great step in the right direction. If you take a look at the 6 feeder districts that we have that feed District 214, every single one of the districts live streams their meeting just like we do in D214. 5 of the 6 have their video of the actual board meeting available upon conclusion of the board meeting. It was real time. The 6th one, which is District 57 in Mount Prospect, they have it available the next day. So they've set the bar, the standard in the bar, very high. And I just assume that District 214, which has more resources than any of our 6 feeder districts, would be in the same ballgame. And it surprised me when we weren't. So I think this is a great idea. I like the language within a week because things could happen, but the sooner that we get it out there, the better it is for the people, our stakeholders. Because there's a lot of people, as you can see tonight, that can't make the meeting, and there's a lot of people who probably live stream the meeting. My family's live streaming the meeting right now to see what silly things I might say. So I think that this is a great step. Every single board member always talks about transparency. And we are now doing our best to make sure that we can align ourselves with our feeder districts and with probably what our stakeholders want. So I think that's great. And then the other thing, I want to give a shout out to Patrick Mogi. I know he just must have stepped out. One of the other things that I think we're doing a much better job of is that when I took the oath of office, I had a lot of friends and families that wanted to watch me take the oath of office. And unfortunately, a lot of them had to navigate the website to find out where the link was at. And that was not a great experience for some. And some of those people might be technically challenged, so I'll give that. But we use social media better than anybody. And our kids know it. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, we are all over it, which is great. Because that's how a lot of people today, except for maybe the older people like myself, that want to find that information. And the fact that we use that so well, we should be using that to advertise our meetings and the link. And that's what Patrick, I think, worked on the last 2 meetings. And I think it's great that somebody could go out to Facebook and click a link and get our live stream. That shows that we want people to see us doing what we do, which is good work. So I think that all the stuff that I see on this, I think it's fantastic. I applaud everybody who put any work into this, including that guy who just walked in. So anything we can do to let people know that we're doing the right things and broadcasting it, giving the opportunity to see it, I'm all for it. That's my opinion.
Okay, board members. Andrea, you have something? No? You're good? Okay, Lenny, anything? Mr. Hyman, go ahead.
Because I've been attending the safety meetings at the different schools, I've kind of learned to anticipate the unexpected. Like, do we stop a board meeting if for some reason we can't record it?
I'm not understanding your question.
If we attend a board meeting, I think it's very unlikely that we cannot record it, but if we cannot record it, do we cancel the meeting or postpone the meeting?
For instance, board,
Yeah,
I was going to say, so if the electric went out, let's
Oh,
just say
yeah.
power goes out, and we couldn't technically record, I mean, if there's
I
generators,
don't think we could
that's
have a
great.
board meeting if the electricity went
Well,
out.
NSSEO did. That's why I think it's a really valid point. They had flashlights. So that's a point. Do we have a provision in there that we would stop recording, but we would continue the board meeting? Or because we couldn't record, do we continue the board meeting? Excellent point.
So maybe the language should be changed to say, to the extent reasonable, practical, and, you know, words of that nature, to promote access, the board will. So, you know what I mean? So maybe we should amend this language to put in a little safety valve that if something happens, we can continue the meeting without, you know, the camera breaks, someone trips and breaks the camera, we can still continue the board meeting. We don't have to stop the meeting, right? So maybe just adding at the very beginning of the first paragraph, to the extent reasonably available and feasible. Something of that nature.
I know that since COVID, most, if not all, school districts went to taping. And I know they just, I think I said everybody the alert about how, you know, now that COVID's over, you have to have live meetings. You can't do remote meetings anymore. But I can't remember if the law says anything about video meetings, that it's mandatory that you have to. I don't think that's in the law, but we're going to check that. Okay.
It isn't in the law.
Yeah. I remember, it was a while ago, there was an incident across the street. It had to do with police activity, and they dismissed the students here and the staff, and we had to cancel the board meeting. And we just canceled the board meeting. So, I mean, this is way before we were videotaping. So there could be instances where you just cancel a meeting. It just happens. Okay. Any other comments, board members? Okay.
I guess,
Go ahead.
one comment. I think the spirit of it is correct. What I don't want to get into, personally, I don't want to get into trying to take away the overall spirit of it. The spirit of it is that we're going to be doing the best we can to record and distribute these online. And you know what, I don't want it to read like an insurance policy or, you know, I mean, it doesn't fit who we are.
Right.
And when I say we, I mean 214.
Understood.
So that's my 2 cents.
Coming from the attorney. Yeah, okay. Any other, go ahead.
Sure, but if we don't put in, to Andrea's point, if we don't put in some language that says to the extent feasible or practical or reasonably able, then we're in, right? And I think you're right, Lenny, that the whole goal of all this is to increase transparency and community engagement, right? To try and get the community to feel connected and actually be connected with the goings-on in the district. So that's our goal. But, you know, if it's a flashlight meeting, I mean, it sounds like fun. I'd keep going.
You really had a meeting with flashlights?
We were at the end of the meeting. We had 2 agenda items. We finished the meeting.
Wow.
Some would say that's perseverance. Some would say it's crazy. I thought it was perseverance. We all
I like it.
left and the meeting was concluded and nobody was harmed.
So do we need flashlights at the board meeting now?
I have one in my briefcase.
I mean, I've got one on my phone.
Well, I'll turn our phone to, okay. Dr. Arnn.
Based upon this conversation, the administration will look at this policy, and Dr. Breaux will reintroduce this in July at the regular meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I got a thumbs up back there. Okay, hold on a second.
Three.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is closed session. Motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing the employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, volunteers, or legal counsel for the public body. 5 ILCS 120/2C1. The placement of individual students in special education programs and other matters relating to individual students. 5 ILCS 120/2C10. And litigation. 5 ILCS 120/2C12. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please call a roll.
Rauch.
Aye.
Walker.
Yes.
Dustling.
Yes.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Palmer.
Aye.
And Kreutzer.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. How long do you think we're going to be in closed session? Any guesses?
I would say an hour and a half max.
Oh. That's my bedtime.
Okay. Do we anticipate any action coming out of closed session? No.
No action will follow.
Okay, no action will follow. Okay. Okay.
Never better, yeah.
Going into closed session. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So we're back in open session, and I need a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Rauch.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
Dessling.
Yes.
Fiorito.
Yes.
Heineman.
Aye.
Palmer. Aye. And Kreutzer.
Aye. Good night.